More of it this afternoon. We do have some flood warnings as well. One of them in the state of North Carolina, one in the state of Texas, and one in the state of New Mexico. A shot right now from Dixon, Tennessee, where it is 69 degrees, and Tennessee, especially Middle Tennessee, dealing with some heavy rain. That little wave of energy over Tennessee is moving relatively quickly. However, it is coming in with a whole lot of rain. So let's get to this flash flood warning here, my friend Britta, because we've got one in the state of North Carolina, very close to areas that were hit with by Helene.
Yeah, this
and the
is in Henderson. It's about a half hour south of Asheville, give or take. Part of the problem here is that literally the vegetation is very different post-Helene. You had wild winds and, of course, the flooding. And so, unfortunately, the landscape has been ripped from that vegetation. And that's what holds ground in place when we have heavy rain. So over the last 6 hours, we have radar that's estimating more than 5 inches of rain up in the hills. And so all of that water is cascading down. So hopefully we don't get mudslides, but that's the threat.
And I just wanted to go down to 1 hour rain total just to show you where you can see the terrain. You can see some of the mountains out here, just to kind of give you an idea of what's going on there.
Which, by the way, I believe Lake Lure just reopened. I mean, this is how raw and real it actually is. It takes so long to move forward from a hurricane like that. So we'll continue to monitor what is going on south of Asheville. We also have the flash flood warnings, as Craig mentioned, on the border of New Mexico and Texas. And these thunderstorms are finally starting to move out, but we still have some steady rain sort of in the foothold of those thunderstorms moving through.
Yeah, for sure. The city of Hobbs is a pretty populated area. Another one that popped up just to the south here in portions of West Texas. Some of these not highly populated, but nonetheless, people still live here. You want to give them a heads up for sure. Britta, this is an area that's going to be dealing with some storms later today as well, as far as more in the way of gusty winds, perhaps some very large hail, maybe even the chance for rotation out here. So you look at portions of, say, the rest of Texas, you're okay right now, but taking a look at what's going on over Florida, too. We do have more in the way of heavy rainfall right over the Big Bend here as we watch closely here. I'll go in a little bit tighter for the Big Bend. Those of you getting ready to hit the road in places like maybe Pensacola, you'll be dealing with some rounds of rain. You can see Tallahassee as well. I should say Tallahassee. And then you see Valdosta into Georgia dealing with some of those showers, some of these producing some lightning. Again, mostly heavy rainfall. Based on the trajectory, it's not like one of those where you get this direction. You worry about water spouts. It's a different direction coming on in.
Yeah, just enough to bring in another round of intense rain and tricky driving conditions.
Yeah.
Now, it is good news, bad news mixed together here for the Southeast. We have a ton of drought, so we need the rain, but we are paying that price tag. I mean, we just showed you the flash flood warnings across the South. So all we can do is sort of look towards happier days, right? And get us towards seeing some improvement, which I do think in the long range, we'll see some improvements as we work our way away from this flash flood concern.
Yeah.
We'll start off with the threat zone graphic for today. Again, elevated risks because of the flash flooding. Yes, we could see some severe weather in West Texas. That's going to be a more isolated afternoon event. I think the flash flooding is going to be more widespread. And it's because of this, how much rain we have stacked up. Easily 5 to 8 inches of rain across the Southeast in just a matter of days. So we have the flood watch up. That means conditions are prime. You can get a flash flood warning pretty much whenever a thunderstorm pops up across Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. You can bet you're probably going to have some type of flooding, even if it's nuisance flooding with water stacking up in the streets.
Yeah, and man, no break really for the past 3 days. I know a lot of us have been dealing with. It was the holiday weekend. We've had rounds of rain, but leading up to the same story for the past 3 days, I mean, this has done a number to the deficits, and we've needed the rainfall. That's the plus side to it, but it's led to so many flood alerts. And what a bummer, because you're trying to drive around, you're trying to get to work. We've got more in the way of heavy rain. Just remember last week, the heavy rain in Atlanta itself, but every community around all across the Southeast is dealing with localized flooding, closed roads at times.
The upside, many kids across the Southeast are now officially on summer break. So
that's good.
We have fewer districts that are in session. It's not all districts, but we do have summer breaks starting across the South. There's a look at the rain totals. And again, this really speaks to the point that when we have thunderstorms, you unleash locally heavy rain. And that's what's caused this flash flooding around the Asheville area. A couple reports to pass along from this weekend. We had roads that were blocked by rain. Pigeon Forge experienced a mudslide because they had heavy rain. So again, that's the type of consequence we can run into with this type of a weather setup. Let's take you through the remainder of today. So it's only going to become more intense across the I-10 corridor. That's where we have plenty of lift, a lot of heat as well. You can tell that we'll have widespread showers and storms across Georgia. If today is a travel day coming off of the holiday, I would watch out for Atlanta's airport.
Yeah.
We're probably going to run into some isolated issues.
Yeah, I think they had a lot of issues over the weekend, too. So still playing catch up from that on top of what we're dealing with now. You can see right through even tomorrow, more in the way of heavy rain. Well, how much more do we expect? Well, 1 to 2 inches of rainfall is significant right for places along the I-10 corridor and south because you're so drenched. Then you look up to the north. That's another area highlighted by Storm Prediction Center, and it is right over central Kentucky, dealing with the chance for some gusty winds and some hail here with some of these storms that pick up. Check out the left side of your screen. New video coming in from North Carolina showing some pretty terrifying flash flooding out there. This was in Bat Cave, North Carolina. First responders were conducting some swift water rescues at that time. At least one home in that area flooded out. And risk for the flash flooding does return against right across the southeast, including areas that were hit by Hurricane Helene in 2024. We've been highlighting your area. Started off with the radar here across the south and southeast, and look at the moisture fetch just getting fed on in. Portions across Middle Tennessee getting on with some heavy rainfall, and then we'll notice that flash flood warning. I've mentioned it before, but let's go to it real quick just because it is important if you live in this area. Now, it is moving through, but over the past 12 hours, you've had anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of fresh rainfall, Hendersonville being one of those spots. We've got some observed flooding, and also when you think about this, Brett, you got a lot of the high terrain here that is a concern for anyone who lives out here.
Yeah, and there's a big difference between radar indicated and observed.
Yeah,
that means
good
a
call.
trained spotter or an emergency management officer has actually seen floodwater. So we know it's happening. We need to monitor to make sure it doesn't progress. Meanwhile, Nashville, get ready for kind of a nasty morning commute. The heaviest rain is just off to your southwest. It's moving up towards I-40. So we're going to continue to bring in the wet roads. And this is really before the peak of morning rush, but it means that we're setting everything up before you get to your morning rush. So extra time needed.
Yeah, also you take a look at all the rain coming down across Texas and New Mexico that we've been talking about. You head back into Tennessee. We've got a couple of showers that are moving like that. Look at that line coming in right over portions of South Mississippi. I want to just go in real quick to show some of this rain. I think this is some of the moisture that we'll continue to watch along portions of I-10, getting in on some of the action here. Now, having said that, we do have a flash flood level 2 out of 4 for portions of Texas today, tomorrow as well through Louisiana, and then Thursday, Friday, level 1 for areas that have been dealing with flash flood threat. I mean, if you looked at last week before we went to the weekend, a lot of us were looking at similar situations with flooding concerns.
Yep, and it's still here. So in addition to the flash flood concerns, we'll also see severe weather. This is really for this afternoon for the reload. We have action this morning. You guys saw the flash flood warnings that we're tracking. But the afternoon storms will be huge hail makers, which is not a shocker for West Texas.
No.
Could see egg-sized hail or larger out of the thunderstorms that develop in West Texas today.
Yeah, we'll watch those throughout the rest of the afternoon and more rain. Stay with us on that one.